Morning Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Esther of IPA Group, bringing premier online promotion to your business.
And Melanie of Stomp Social Media Training, who empowers business owners to manage social media and marketing for themselves.
And we're back with another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking about X. That's right. Twitter is now called X. And as I'm sure you can hear from my tone of voice anyway, I am not impressed.
I'm not overly impressed either, to be honest. But we could be considered dinosaurs.
You're going for the age thing again. This is becoming a pattern on our podcast. We're not that old.
No, I'm not even suggesting it's to do with actual age, but the fact that we've been around a long time, as has Twitter. And some people just don't like change.
Yeah.
It took a meteor to get shot of them.
Don't know what it'll take to get shot of us. But yeah, I suppose you're right. So literally a couple of days ago, I was talking about opal fruits. If anybody can remember opal fruits, they are now called Starburst. I still call them opal fruits. My kids have no idea what I'm asking for when I want a packet of opal fruits. So yeah, we get used to a name. We get used to a way something looks. I really liked Larry, the Twitter bird. And now Larry is dead.
Larry is dead. But, you know, I'm not opposed to change, genuinely. But I just think it was gone about the wrong way, in my opinion. There was no forewarning, or practically none.
No, practically none.
And as much as I do think having a good shake-up of an industry is important, I think having a bit of plotting of points and giving people time to adapt and change. I mean, there were, probably isn't now, but there were very large corporate businesses running their ads and their business campaigns on Twitter, who now have to completely rebrand all of their literature, all of their marketing campaigns. I don't know how. I mean, I don't do Twitter ads. Haven't done Twitter ads for years.
No, I don't do them either.
But you know, that's quite a big chunk of change that they got literally no warning about. And although I'm not a mad keen fan of Facebook either.
You mean Meta?
Yeah,
because, there you go. They also changed name.
But at least they warn us and they give us a conference every year and say, this is where we're going, this is what's coming up. Yeah. And they warn us and they warn us and they warn us. And in fairness, most marketers now know that all those glitches that you see happening over a period of a few weeks.
Like you had.
Yeah. That means that something big is happening. And just before Meta Business Suite was kicked off a few years back now, all sorts of gnarly, weird things were happening on Creator Studio, which was what we formerly used.
Yeah.
So, but there was no warning.
No, and I think that's where you could lose your audience because your audience is what helps you grow your business and helps you have revenue. And if you get on the wrong side of your audience, now this could be, if you're thinking of rebranding as well, think very long and hard about it. Because your brand is known for something. So everybody saw the little Twitter bird and knew what they were talking about. If we then have to go, because you were saying about corporates changing their branding or changing their marketing and stuff, I have the Twitter bird on my pop-up banner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run out and change the Twitter bird to the X just because of this. I might give it a few months, few years, see if it sticks, because it could just be a passing phase. Again, going back to some other food branding, they tried to change the name of Cocoa Pops in the UK to Choco Krispies. Didn't work. It got changed back again. So it could be...
I don't think... I mean... Elon works on a whole different way. But I mean, I don't see him changing his mind.
But there was a whole language around Twitter.
Yeah.
You sent a tweet. Now you just send an X.
Yeah.
If you write that down, it looks like you're sending a kiss. Sent you an X. What?
there's a whole language that's become a massive barrier now. I know some people have said, like, when they're opening up on their laptop, for instance, they can't actually see the icon. It looks like that's where you close the tab.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, visibility wise, but if you actually have a look, a lot of our icons on our phones are getting darker.
They are.
Everything used to be blue, light blue, dark blue.
Yeah, Twitter, Facebook.
And now TikTok.
No, yeah, TikTok's black.
So
Threads is black.
See, that they're all going dark. So I don't know whether that's... Because, if you look at brand colours and...
Psychology.
But there is a psychology to it.
There is, yeah.
They're trying to appeal to a more corporate audience. And now Elon is saying, we're going to be doing the all one app, it's going to be an app for everything. But that doesn't really tell us much.
No.
And it's already come out that Meta own X.
Yes, they trademarked the letter X
for business.
Yeah.
And Microsoft have trademarked the letter X for finance. So
Elon could be stuck and have to change it to something else.
Unless he pays them off. I can't see Mark giving it up, though.
No. I mean, would you?
No.
But, okay, so we've talked about how we don't like it.
No. You've talked about how you don't like it.
Okay, I don't like it. Yeah. Yes, I am stuck in my ways. I'm not liking change. I don't appreciate things changing overnight.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't
appreciate that.
When Meta changes things slowly. It's like, I really liked that before. But you do get used to it.
Yeah.
I've had the black X on my phone now for a couple of days and I still can't get used to it. I'm still looking for the Twitter bird. Still looking for Larry on my phone to be opening it and seeing it's, it's the X doesn't appeal to me to click on it.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Twitter fan.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm a big advocate for Twitter, or I used to be. But since this entire changeover, obviously it used to be free. I used to have a blue check mark because I earned it.
Yeah.
And now everybody can have one because they pay for it. So there's been a huge transformation for my business on X.
Yeah.
Now, but it's. The problem is there's now with Threads coming out as well, which we don't have here in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, no, I have it in Northern Ireland with being out of the EU.
And obviously our audience is, we've got a lot in the UK and a huge amount in the US. And
so they're bound to have it.
And Germany, kicking it up there, something great.
But they won't have it in Germany.
No, because they're in Europe.
Yeah. The EU, because I'm still in Europe.
Yeah.
But no, we won't go into that. It's too complicated for a Monday morning. But yeah, Threads has come along to shake the water as well, to shake things up and to give us another option. It looks very like Twitter. If you open Threads, you could think that you're in X.
No, it was Twitter though, and it looks like Twitter.
Yeah. You just can't. There's a few things that they haven't given us yet in Threads, like being able to DM people. But it seemed like I've been using Threads for a couple of weeks now, and I can go into it and feel more. It feels like a nicer platform. There's no negativity. I haven't seen a single post. And you see things from people that you've never met before in your life. You don't know them, but because they have an Instagram account, they've been able to open their threads. You might never have even come across the business, the person, the company, any of that beforehand. But you can connect with them or see their stuff without connecting to them on Threads. And it's just nice. Like I say, I haven't seen any negativity. I haven't seen any fighting or complaining or moaning. Yes, there's ones that go, I really wish we had the DM button. That's fine. Is there an option to add GIFs? That's normal, but that's not complaining.
So I assume because you're relatively new to it, have you connected with a lot of people on Threads yet?
I think I have about 100 connections, but that's because I was already connected with them on
So you
Instagram.
don't need to you don't need to connect with them.
No.
You take, okay, cool.
If they open Threads and I open my Threads account, then because we were followers on Instagram, we are automatically following each other on Threads.
Okay.
So you don't have to go looking for people and building up your network again.
But only if they have a Threads account as well.
Yeah.
So well, that's why it's all pink clouds and fluffy right now, because you're connected with like-minded people, and once I'm going to call them twerps because that's what you're going to get on Threads. And so once you've got the twerps that are on Threads that ruin everything, they will mess it up.
They will, but that's on every platform. I mean, we've been on, like Melanie says, yes, we're ancient, we're dinosaurs. We've been on Facebook since the very beginning of Facebook.
Yep.
I was one of the first ones to get Pinterest in the UK. I was on Twitter. I've been on Twitter for long time. I think my last thing was 13 years anniversary on Twitter. So we are early adapters to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I do like seeing new things, but don't change my old things on me. We get used to it.
Well, yes, but progress is progress. And
until it's not.
Well,
unless it's not, if it's not progress, if it's just changing the color.
But that's different. But what Elon is proposing is much vaster, but I don't think it's the right kind of platform to do it from. And so I don't know how he's going to change something that's, I mean, there are people out there that do like 60 to 70 tweets a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You mean X's?
Whatever.
Twixes.
Let's just call them tweets because there's no real language to X just yet. And that's how, they generate regular content all the time, creating conversations, expanding conversations that they're having with others, and obviously retweeting as well.
Yeah.
And now that you can do great long essays on it, you can do whole blogs, you can share multiple videos and photos, and
if you're a paid subscriber.
Yes. But honestly, if there has to be a point where it has to become a profitable model, and the likes of you and I are not doing ads on it.
That's true.
So, they're not a charity. And I know he's extremely wealthy and he's laid off lots and lots of people, but that's because he had to. Not because he wanted to. It's because the model that was currently there wasn't profitable. And I mean, as much as we complain about other, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of successful businessmen who nobody likes, the only reason why they're successful, they don't do it for a popularity contest.
No, it is cutthroat.
It is cutthroat. And, we've got to stop playing at being business people if you want to make it successful. So you and I are a bit soft, I think.
Sentimental.
Yeah. But, we're in a very fast-paced industry, and if we don't kind of look after number one to a certain extent, why are we doing this? And I think that goes back to the goals and objectives that we constantly hark on about.
Yes.
As much as you want to provide a service or provide a product for your clients, it's got to be good for you as well.
That is true. It is true. I will give X a chance. But Elon also knows that there's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
So if you don't feel like you can get behind X or the way that it's going or the changes that are being made and the additions that are going to come to it, then analyze first, is your audience there? And if they've jumped ship, where have they gone to? Right? That could be your homework. Figure out, do a survey on all of your, do a poll on X, do a poll on Meta, do a poll everywhere that you can on your website as well. Put it up there. What platform are you using most for business and for pleasure? Because if people are, jumping ship and going to something else, if they're all watching TikToks, why aren't you there?
Yeah. And, that's one thing we all suffer from, actually. Nobody does sufficient market research.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Literally nobody. The only people that do regular market research would be large corporates who've got a huge budget behind them. And it can be expensive. Let's not pussyfoot around it. It can be. But some people do their market research at the beginning and then never, ever repeat it again.
Yes, which is bad because your market can change.
It has to change.
Well, yeah. Like, it will either grow with you or outgrow you.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
Well, we'll end with that then. As soon as we've given Melanie something she likes. That's it for today, guys. Do come back next week when we'll be talking about more marketing information. Until then, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. She ended quick, didn't she? Or was it just me?
Just you. Just say goodbye.
Goodbye. I think that's quite sincerely one of the most conversational podcasts we've ever done. We had a chat.
At this point, after 180 something episodes, I don't remember half of them.